By far, the best way to make money on the internet right now is by making passive income. And if we're talking about passive income, if you really want to make money on autopilot, that even when you are not working, you are making money, then the number one way, the fastest and the easiest way, it's gonna be an ebook. It's amazing how ebook are so good. I wonder why people are not doing this. Because ebook will help you establish your authority, demonstrate your expertise, and cement your credibility among audience and people who you want to serve. That is why in this video, I'm gonna be walking you through how to create an ebook step by step, that at the end of this video, the only thing holding you back will be you refusing to take action, because this is the only video you need to start to create your ebook and start to sell your ebook. Now, so many of us, if you are like me in the past, I'm sure you have wondered before, like, how do I turn my expertise into profitable ebook? But you don't really know how to do it. My own is a little bit different. I know how to do it, but I was held back by some limiting beliefs. But in this video, I will show you how to smash those limiting beliefs and create your own ebook that you can start to sell online at the end of this video. Quickly, let me tell you what we are going to be covering. The first thing we will cover today will be how to create an ebook. I'll walk you through every step to create this particular ebook. Then I'll walk you through the next part, which is one of the parts that most people fail, because designing is not something that everybody know how to do on the get-go. But I will show you a little secret. You don't even know how to do this design yourself, right? The third part of this video, I will show you how to sell this ebook, the various marketplace, the type of your ebook, and the best marketplace to sell this ebook. If you are ready, let's jump in, because I'm ready to show you how to make money creating ebook. There are some reasons why ebook are so powerful, right? Like I told you before, ebook help you to cement your credibility and to also make sure that your authority in the marketplace that you are serving is well known and more pronounced. Now let us define certain things. The first step you want to do, if you really want to create an ebook that sells, you have to focus on step number one. Now, step number one is a step that most people miss, right? They miss this step. And the moment you miss this step, you will not be able to make money on the internet trying to sell an ebook. Step number one is you must understand what niche you are going to be serving, right? Not everybody is your client. Not everybody is your target audience. Everybody that is looking for a particular solution will not be your own particular target audience, because some people are looking for course. Some people are looking for an ebook, and the goal of an ebook is to solve a specific problem for the individual. Now, that is why you have to make sure that you define this client so that whatever thing you are giving to them is solving their problem. Now, let me walk you through the step I use to defining the best niche and topic that will literally start to sell right now, that people can start buying from you. The first thing you want to do is you want to think about your passion, right? Your passion and your skill. These two things, they are so important when it comes to creating an ebook or any online course at all, any digital products. Because if you don't have something, if you are not passionate about it, if you hit the first challenge, you will run and you will never make money on the internet, right? So you need to make sure that you have a skill in something, but most important, you are passionate about the skill that you have, so that you can turn it into an ebook that solves small problem or big problem for people. Then step number two is you have to research, right? Now, there are key points when it comes to research. You have pain and you have solution. Now, the pain that your audience are trying to solve is the reason why your product exists. Now, let me put it again in this way. You need to find what makes them cry. What is the reason why people are not able to achieve the goal that they want to achieve? That is their pain. Now, your solution is what solve or take away that particular pain from them, right? So that your solution is what you package into an ebook. Now, what I always tell people is your solution must not be something too big. You're not trying to create a spaceship that will take people to the moon. You're just trying to solve somebody's 1, 2, 3 problem in simple and easy step. So we are going to do some basic research that will help us discover their pain point. That is the step number 2. Research is so important so that we can know what exactly to target, so that we don't create a product that nobody will eventually get to use. The final part is, see, when you are doing this research, when you are doing this niche finding, when you are doing this skill, you need to use certain tools. That is why these tools here are so important. Tool number 1 that I always use is Google Trend. Google Trend will help me show me how people are interacting with this particular problem. How are they searching for it? What are they saying? What keywords are they using? So that I can use those keywords and put inside of my product as the title or as some of the topics. The other thing that I always do is ChatGPT. ChatGPT, I cannot even do without ChatGPT when it comes to research. I need to research about the topic the best type of topic, the kind of problem that already exists before. Because what you need to know is that every problem that people have concerning this particular stuff you are trying to solve, ChatGPT has the context. ChatGPT have access to the information that these guys have put out there. So you need to use ChatGPT to get this information out. So your brainstorming partner will be ChatGPT for you to be able to get the exact problem that you want to solve. If you have these three things, you have your niche and your skills intact, you have the pain point intact, and now you use tools to validate this niche and this topic you want to talk about, then you are in business. It's time for us to go to the step number 2. Now, step number 2 is very crucial. Remember, we are still going to be using ChatGPT for this, right? For this step, because this step is all about creating some part of your digital product. Now, if you want to create an ebook in particular, you must first of all start with an outline. Outline is what you start with. Now, even before you talk about outline, that's something we call transformation outline, right? Transformation outline is the result people will receive after reading your ebook, right? So what are you going to put inside of this ebook that will transform their lives, right? You must figure that out. What are you going to put inside the ebook? What are those things? What are the topics that you put inside the ebook that will transform the people's life? If you don't have a transformation outline, your outline is not going to solve the problem of the people. So, but now let me show you how to go about creating your outline, because when it comes to creating outline, it's not that easy the way people make it look like. So what you want to do is you want to follow it step by step, and let me walk you through the step right now. The first thing you want to do when you are creating your outline is to focus on introductions, right? Usually your chapter 1 will be like your introduction. This is how you create your outline. It will be your introduction. What will be in that introduction? Because your introduction will not just be, hey, I'm selling an ebook to you guys so that I want to make money online. No. So let's look at what you're going to put in your introduction. The first thing will be, you are going to make sure that people understand the context of what the ebook is about, right? So after you make sure that you give them the context of what this ebook is going to be like, you have to make sure that it's engaging. Then you will now give them like a preview of, okay, at the end of this ebook, by the time you finish reading this ebook, you should have this particular goal. You can see, now this is a better way of putting it. The first thing is that you want to set the scene. Setting the scene simply talking about introduction, right? You do the introduction of your ebook. This ebook will show you, this ebook is what you need to have all your needs met, blah 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 blah. You say all the things, then you now put a hook. Maybe you now ask them certain questions like, have you ever tried to do this thing and you discover that it's not working? In this ebook, I'm going to help you achieve this, and that will be the outlines of the goal, right? These three things are the important thing you need to have in your introduction. If you don't have these three things in your introduction, people will never get to read to chapter 2, because chapter 2 is where you actually create the main content that teaches people what your ebook is all about. So let's talk about in chapter 2. In chapter 2, what you want to do here, you want to define things in chapter 2. After defining them, you want to simplify things. Then you want to illustrate so that people can understand what exactly you are teaching them. Now, this is how I put it. The first thing here is clarify the concept, because everything you are teaching people, you have to put them in concept. You have to put them in steps. You have to put them in principles, right? You have to put them key 1, step 1, like that. It must be well clarified concept, right? You must break it down. Now, whatever thing you are teaching people will have certain complexities that you need to now break it down in a way that it will be easy for them to understand. That is what you put in your chapter 2, right? Now, I'm assuming that all you have is 4 chapters. Remember, this chapter 1 is just hypothetical. So it simply means that your what you put in your key principles and strategies can be up to in chapter 1, 2, 3, right? If your ebook is up to chapter 10, but I'm just using this chapter as an example. So key principles and strategies will be like the next phase. So you break these things, you break them in like chapter 1, 2, 3. Make sure you define them, simplify them, and you illustrate. You show them everything that they need to understand about whatever thing that you are writing in your ebook. Then step number 3 will now be case studies and example. Now, how do you handle these case studies and example? Because after you teach somebody something, the person might not readily understand immediately. So you need to now introduce some scenarios, right? And tell them, for instance, this person did this and did this. You have to show examples on how to get this stuff so that you can connect the theory and show the relevance of what you are trying to teach them in chapter 2. So that is how you handle the next chapter, where you are making all the scenarios very clear to people and you are explaining every theory and putting it into the context that they can understand. That is how to write an ebook. The same thing goes for a normal book, right? Then step number 4 will now be actionable steps or exercise. At this point, you have taught them something, you show them what to do. Now this is the time for you to show them step by step on how they can take action that will change their life. Now they have the knowledge. Remember, the knowledge comes first, then second will now be taking action, implementing of the knowledge, and that is how you create your ebook. So you show them all the methods, right? And you encourage them to take action. This thing has to be something very personal. You need to make sure that you put it in a context that they understand and it is applicable to them. That is why doing a research of your target audience, understanding what they are looking for, matters a lot. Because if you don't understand them, you will be making examples that they cannot relate with, and you will even be giving them exercise and assignment or even actionable steps that they cannot take because you are not in the same level. But when you understand all these things, when you are doing your research, you put everything in context of a particular avatar, a particular audience, you'll be able to serve them very well. If you understand this first step that I just outlined for you right now, then you will create an ebook that people will love, that people will be like, wow, this is very good. And once they love your ebook, I'm telling you, you begin to make money on passive income. And I will show you a secret later in this video, how to really make a lot of money with your ebook, even if it's selling or not. So let's move to step number 3. Now we have all our outline out. The moment you have your outline in your ebook, you already have the outline. It's now time for you to flesh it out, right? Now your outline is not the content. Your outline is just the skeleton of the content. But again, remember, because of you now have outline, it will help you a great deal to really begin to put the content out, and it will be very easy. At this point is where you now need ChatGPT. You see the point now? This is where you need ChatGPT to bring out the content, because now your content is focused on specific stuff that you want to solve in people's life. At this point, you already put the skeleton. You just need ChatGPT to give you the content in a language that they will understand, very easy and very simple for them. So just start with one draft at a time. Make sure that you structure the content, and also you maintain the same momentum when you are putting out these articles. If you want to be doing chapter 1, do chapter 1 first, chapter 1, chapter 2, just follow it like that, in that manner. Now, one thing about writing an ebook is if you don't start, you will never finish. Right? And if you don't stay organized, you will not experience the progress of writing an ebook. So you must start, you must organize, and you must make sure you are progressive. Now let's talk about some of the tools that I use when I'm writing some of the ebooks that I write. One of the best thing is, obviously, you need a Google Doc, right? Google Doc, where you're going to be putting this content. Remember, we are already using ChatGPT to generate this content. See, you don't even need to write word for word. If you are doing that right now, it's either you are lazy to learn how to use the new tool, or you are doing it out of ignorance. There is no reason why you will write a book by typing it by yourself in this age. No. Generate the content, then go and edit the content using Google Doc. That is why Google Doc is very important, right? Or use any Microsoft tool that you have, like Word. Use it. So you can't be writing this thing word for word. Generate it, then go and edit it inside these editing tools. So this tool will help you to collaborate. This tool will help you stay organized and will help you give you the right format for your ebook. Of course, if you are using Google Doc or Microsoft Word, you are already going to be putting these things in the right format. So, and the good news about this thing is that if you are working with somebody, let's say you are working with me and I'm helping you to bring your ideas to life, you have access to it. I have access to it. I'm working it, I'm checking the structure, I'm looking at every part of your ebook. We can be collaborating real time, right, as we are developing your ebook together. So it's so easy to use these tools to work. The next thing is that you have to stay consistent. You might start ebook now, start to write, but if you don't have a stable routine, like something you do every day, every week, like you have a goal, every week I must write a certain number of words, you might end up not finishing this ebook. And this is where a lot of people get to fail. People start to write ebook or start to create a course, they never finish it, because consistency is even more important than every other tools or mechanism that you will need. When you set up a schedule, segment all your work, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, so that you can be able to track your progress, right? Set up a deadline. It's so important. You need to have a deadline and divide all your tasks into manageable segments, little by little. Say chapter 1 today, after 1 week, chapter 2. You can do it that way if you can't do it all at once. Me, I like to sit down and flesh out as much as I can at once. Then I can now go and start doing the corrections little by little. Look for what works for you and implement, right? So for you, like I said, some people, it's better for them to break the chapters. Me, I just like to develop everything at once. While I have the energy, passion is there, I just develop all at once. Then I take my time to go and start editing them one after the other, going back until I finish this ebook. And that is how to write your ebook from start to finish. If you follow these steps, there is no reason why you will not have your ebook in the shortest time possible. I'm just using weeks here. Some of this ebook is one-time sittings. Just sit down at once and you get your ebook done. Now, writing the book is the first part. Having the ebook on Google Doc, on Microsoft Word, is just one part of the entire process. The next part now is you have to create a design, put them inside of a format that is acceptable when you want to sell them. And that is why you are going to watch the next video on how to design and publish your ebook, because you creating the ebook without designing it and publishing it, how are you going to make money? You will not make money. So watch the next video on how to publish your ebook like a pro, and it will be a step-by-step guide. Click here to watch it. See you.